Alright, so a couple weeks ago I messed up, scratched the Volt actually in a lower garage. I put the garage door down with the trunk up, made this scratch right here. So I got one of these pins, and this is how you fix it. So you gotta rough it up a little bit with the point. This is to remove like dirt. And so the paint will set. And this is only temporary because we're fixing the paint, getting this paint job in a few weeks, a month, a couple months or something. Now, since I already had it cleaned and I went over it with the rough tool, keep in mind I don't know what I'm doing, but you have to start the paint tool like that, and then just go over it with the pen. Now you want to be really gentle. The more detailed job you do, the better it will turn out. Keep in mind, this is my first time ever doing this. I have no idea what I'm doing. Not very good. It looks like there will be a line, but if you bring the extra paint up, it dries very fast. And you can always get the brush out and make it better. Now I'm really trying to not have a line. So I messed up that part, but this is a learning process. Okay, I'm back. Now, if you mess up like I do, be very quick, get 91 alcohol, and clean the surface, and you'll be able to press that undo button. You're you're watching a beginner here. No idea what I'm doing, but I applied too much pressure on the pen, and I want less ink. And don't do it like I did and press on the cap, because that really messes things up. Ooh, see? I messed up there. You don't want a lot of ink. You don't want to do what I did. Like, this isn't deep. That's why I am struggling. Now, this just looks terrible. I might not even put this video up. It's that bad. But everybody makes it look easy. And that's just not reality. This is what you're going to be going through. This will be the reality you're faced with. Having a hard time seeing what you're doing. See, like he told me to put tape down. I should listen. But and this isn't like a ballpoint pen. It's like a point pen. So there's no ball. There's just a point. So it drips unevenly out the side of the tip while you're doing it. So every time you press down, you don't exactly know where the little dot's gonna go. Like that. It always goes off to the side. I almost have half a mind to use the rough tool on top of it to get it even, but I don't want to go that far. That's just too much. That's just too much. Like, it doesn't look fantastic, but still had to put the clear coat on. So we'll see how it looks with the clear coat. Now, since I'm just freeballing it right now, I went over it with another bit of 91 alcohol just to see what would happen, and it made it look less of a bump and nothing's coming off. So let's say I gave it enough time to dry. So now I am going to go into the clear coat and I'm going to apply the clear coat. Now watch. See how I mean, this still looks awful. But if you have to get it repainted anyways, the worst you can do is try. And hope it doesn't stand out more than it did before. And I'm hoping it's not, since it is the same color. I was just doing this in a better lit area. I'm just trying to turn on the light here. I am in no shape or form an artist. And that turned out terrible. That turned out absolutely terrible. But that's what the videos show. So if you try to do this, you're not going to be happy. Now I'm going to see what I can get off with rubbing alcohol and call it quits. Yeah, call it quits. Okay. And I basically kept doing it, then wiping it with 91, and you can still see it, but not as much as before. Still needs redone, but it's not as obvious. Well, at least if yours turns out like mine, if you try this and it turns out like this, you can at least pat yourself on the back and say you tried. But that's terrible.